Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I'm over here coughing up some morning slime. But other than that, I wanted to address the problem of this channel. The problem that I have and why it's like this and what I'm trying to do to fix the problem, okay? So the problem with this channel, the problem is I'm bad, okay? You could just say I'm bad, okay? Because I've been posting these videos, and I just, I don't know. There's been some views, there's been some likes on my videos, but I mean, for a channel with this many subscribers, like, you can't help but wonder maybe if you're looking at this channel, like, that seems kind of low for a channel like this. Whatever. Okay, yeah, this channel has a problem, and there's not really any way for me to really justify the problem. I mean, it's as simple as it is. Dude has 600,000 subscribers. He posts videos. They don't get 600,000 views. You know what I mean? So, I mean, what's going on? Well, some of you guys might know what the problem is. And essentially it is that I was posting shorts. I've just been posting shorts on this channel. Like, I literally didn't post anything else. That was pretty much how I got most of my subscribers. When I got up to 400,000 just last year, because before that I was at 100,000. Then last summer I got up to 400,000. And now we're at like 600,000. And so the whole problem with this channel, which I don't even know if it's a problem because maybe it doesn't even matter anymore, but it's basically like I post short, silly video clips. Mostly I got my subscribers by posting short, little, silly clips of me eating fast food or whatever. Okay, and there's a problem with that because I like eating food. I like eating food, but for me, like, I just don't know. I mean, eating fries all the time like that, eating a lot of food is okay. It's okay, but literally, like, I like ice cream. Like, I like Dairy Queen. I like eating McDonald's sometimes, whatever. But literally, like, eating it every day is kind of a problem for me. So, like, to keep on posting those videos. I did gain some weight, just, being, making the videos and just, I mean, it's not like I really ate that much food in the videos so much as I kind of just let myself go as a part of just, just be fat and, people have been making fat jokes and, and I really do need to go on a diet. But anyways, yeah, I've just been posting these short videos and I got all my subscribers from shorts. And so I've been streaming into shorts. But not everybody that likes my other videos are necessarily going to like my live stream. And now I become accustomed to just streaming into shorts or doing like a vertical stream. And it just seems like with those streams, it's just like the shot is different. It just feels like it's a different stream. And, you can't even see my shoulders in it. But I don't know if this is just a shorts channel, but it's basically a problem for this channel because I almost feel like I can't really make different content unless I don't know, unless I have like a really good video to post or something. It almost seems like I post stuff and it just goes unnoticed or something or whatever. But I think that I need to post more, but maybe that's not the solution. Maybe I just think that certain people, especially with a lot of subscribers, they post a video, and even if you have like, say you had like 5 million subs and you posted a video and it got like 500,000 views, that's pretty good, like on normal YouTube, not shorts. I mean, that's pretty good. But then again, like, it's kind of like, well, you have a lot of people watching your stuff already. And I almost feel like if you have a lot of subscribers and like if you posted a lot of stuff and had a lot of viral content and you have, say, 5 million subs, right? And you're not going up to 10 million. Why? Why aren't you? And, I don't know. I mean, just sometimes the type of stuff people post, you could make money, you could do good off it, but it's just not like going to be the most popular stuff in the world. And for me, I've been trying some new stuff over here. I'm trying to make different videos and posting normal videos, but I almost feel like what's the point anymore? And it's hard to really define the landscape and look at the landscape and say this or that or the other thing. I guess all in all, you just got to post your content. And if I'm going to sit over here and just be like so pressured and so stressed out and I'm only going to post a video unless like I'm absolutely sure it's like the most pristine, polished thing ever, then, I don't know. I don't know, because like, I post these shorts videos, and honestly, there's a lot of people who probably don't even speak English that are sub to me. So you got maybe, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the people probably don't even know what I'm saying. They probably don't even know my story. And another thing I was thinking about, this is kind of a crazy thing that I was thinking about. If you want to think about English speaking videos in general, guys, this is crazy. I was just thinking about this. I'm trying not to go off in too many directions this video. I'm trying to stay on point, stay on the rails here. But, China has so many people. In other countries, there's so many people, right? There's so much more people in China alone. I mean, I don't even know, like, how much more people speak Chinese than English. The American language. That's not a language. English speaking overall has an estimated 1.5 billion speakers compared to Mandarin Chinese 1.1 billion. Wait. Okay, this is becoming a very complicated issue now because of the point I was trying to make. So it says English has 1.5 billion speakers. Mandarin Chinese has 1.1 billion speakers. Okay, this almost doesn't even make sense. This doesn't even make sense because I now I'm getting into territory on something that I think I would have to do more research on, guys. Basically, this is what I was going to say, and I had to look up more information on this. I was going to say that basically the fact that you're even making an English speaking video, or you're even American culturalized and you're making videos, but honestly, if you really think about it, like China and like different countries have so many people, and I don't know, China has way more like population of China, right? Let's just say this: population of China 1.4 billion, okay? Population of United States, okay? United States, which is cultured in itself, 340 million. Okay, so there's so much more people in China. Let's just say China, or there is English speaking, like Canadian is English speaking, Europe English speaking. So there is a lot of English speaking. You put all those numbers together, though. And I don't know. I mean, it just seems like the culture is so different. So the culture is different in the United States versus China or other places. And when you really think about this, you just got to think about this for a minute, guys, because this is crazy to think about, because I almost think that like United States entertainment almost isn't the most popular entertainment. And really, I mean, you can make videos that might be relevant to people in the US, right? So if you made videos on the news or different stuff, but when you really think about it, there's so many more people in the world. And for me, I probably did stuff like if I just ate a fry silently and tried to be funny, or like take a drink of soda and try to be funny. Food is really interesting to other people in other countries because they want to see the food. They're curious about the food. That's one thing alone. One thing about food, just something simple to you can always be interesting to someone in other countries because there's a big food culture. But other than that, I mean, so that does help that kind of stuff like reach other people that might not be speaking English or whatever. But if I'm going to say something in the video, they might not want to know what I'm saying, but if I just do like a bunch of random noises, that could be funny to people who don't even speak my language. But what I'm trying to say is, I almost feel like people that are Americans and are making like American cultured content, or like American cultured comedy content, et cetera, like it's just not, like the culture here is not the same other places. And when you make stuff, it's like, those people are so far away, and there's so much more people in the world than right here. And so for me, I made stuff that potentially reached a lot of people, and I could look up the statistics that are not United States citizens, which, a lot of the stuff that I'm making almost seems like more United States Western stuff. And, and it's probably only going to be relevant to those types of people that understand that type of comedy or that type of contest. Which I've been making a bunch of crazy videos, right? So I've been making a bunch of like just obscure, crazy videos where I just say I did this for 6 months, I did that for 6 months. And this is hilarious to me because I feel like there's an original idea there. But I think it's such a curveball for most people that it's so hard to kind of pitch this totally absurd insane video. And I don't know if that's just something to do, and that's what I'm saying, with the people who actually could potentially understand those videos. I just think that for them, they look at that and it's probably too far away from what their imagination can really handle or something, so I mean, I don't know. It's just like, well, should I just post slop? Should I just post slop reaction content? Should I post music videos, whatever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And I'm just posting what I want to post. But essentially what I'm trying to say is sometimes people post content and the whole thing about it is, there are so many different ways to make videos for other people and so many different ways that, sometimes the way that you're doing it may not be the best way to do it. Just if you really wanted to be more popular and you really think about it, a lot of the content people make is so United States, so English speaking based. I don't want to say American language. That's not a language. But when you really think about that, and you get down to that, and you get down to the whole idea of just doing such an absurd idea in the right way, because it's really about doing it in the right way. I'm trying to just pump out these videos and just whatever. But yeah, it's like there's a problem not only with my channel, but I think other people's channel too, that when you really look at what you're doing and what you would have to do to almost like be like making videos for other people that maybe aren't in your country, it's just such an insane dynamic to pull off. And really, I mean, sometimes the whole thing with people in other countries, if you watch like comedy from, I don't know, like China comedy, Indian comedy, like all these different comedies or whatever, I don't know, it could be so far away from what you think is funny, and it's just, I don't know, you get to a certain point over here. For me, like, I've been posting these shorts and stuff, and I can post these videos, but it's like no one knows me. It's funny because I almost think people know what's going on, like, and I have been posting some videos and whatever, but in order to do like more absurd stuff, I pretty much just got to turn it into a joke, turn it into a lie, and I don't know, it's kind of a style, but I don't necessarily need to do it. But anyways, I mean, basically, yeah, the whole problem with this channel is like, it's like a shorts channel. And you don't really get that paid that much for shorts, like the ads for shorts, and so, for me, just continuously posting shorts, like, and then, I'm consuming food and stuff, I don't know. I mean, like, those videos are like very loopable. That's the thing. That's why I was able to get so many views, because they're supposed to be replayed. So they're videos that are like supposed to, like, you're supposed to listen to the sample multiple times, like like choo choo vroom vroom, choo choo vroom vroom, choo choo vroom vroom. I mean, you're supposed to at least, like, it's supposed to be like a loop, and that's something I think a lot of people don't understand when making shorts, is if you make it so, like, in a way, it's hard for me to explain that whole idea, because when you make a video for a particular platform or whatever, you have to do it in like a specific energy or something. You have to bring a specific energy. And for me, posting on YouTube like this, I just feel like I'm not very good at it or something, or like I don't belong here, or just like, it's just hard. It's super hard. And I just don't know. It's almost like most of the stuff, I think people want to see you actually do something, not just sit in a chair in front of your computer and talk about something. And that is probably one of the biggest problems with a lot of content in general, is just sitting in front of the camera and just saying something. Whether you're talking about a trending story or not, you're still sitting there and not really actually doing anything. Like, you're like, but when it really comes down to it, you are doing something, like, just not everybody's going to, I guess, not really respect it or whatever. It's like someone could play a video game, get really good at it for a long time, but, I don't know, if you like the game and you like that person or whatever, you might care. But, as far as comedy goes, it's like if you do comedy for a long time, you're really good at it, and, you could really do things with it. But then, it's like, for certain people, they might just not really appreciate certain things that you do with comedy, or it's so hard to do certain things and align yourself with that. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying my best to, like, make some normal YouTube stuff, because honestly, on my short streams, it just feels like such a gag. Like, it's like almost too much of a, like, just watch and go kind of thing. Like, oh, boop, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. Because you're just getting random people scrolling through your stuff, bro. And it just seems like, for me, it's just like, I don't know, like, where does it end? Where does it end? How can I get out of it? How can I get out? It's like I'm basically trapped down, buried underground, in some kind of crazy contraption, and it's like this game show of, can you escape the shorts algorithm? You know what I mean? That's what it's like for me right now. It's like, how can I like be on normal YouTube? But then you think about that, and people's attention spans nowadays, maybe it doesn't even matter, bro. Like maybe I'm just whatever. I mean, it's probably good to have some normal YouTube videos and at least post some like every once in a while. But I would say you might not want to post something unless you have something like really super good, because like main YouTube, it's so hard to get people to click on your stuff, especially if they don't know who you are, man. It's so hard that like if you make a thumbnail, it could be like too try hard or too much, or it could be just right. And you can spend so much time on it, like the thumbnail, the idea, the thing you did, and actually doing something. So yeah, I mean, instead of actually doing something, I'm just saying I did something and then making a bunch of jokes about it. So it's quite efficient. I'm going to keep on doing it because I can make a lot of those without like putting a lot. Like if I went and lived in a volcano for 6 months or whatever, that would take an incredible amount of time, an incredible amount of energy that, it's like it would take so much devotion. And, maybe if I actually did it, people would watch the video, So maybe I want to actually do something. But, I don't know. I mean, I guess for me, I've done comedy long enough that maybe I can, still be funny, and maybe it shows to people of how good I can do my stuff. But honestly, guys, it's just kind of overcomplicating it. And like for this channel, I don't really know what to say. Like, I really hope that maybe we could do better on this channel. But it just seems like, I don't know. I just feel like another person trying to post comedy tropes, and I'm trying to do something. I don't think everybody really understands what I'm trying to do, because I kind of feel like I need to get out of that shorts algorithm, man. But it's, for me, it's like escaping a straitjacket. And the straitjacket is that character that I created, and those characters I created. And of course I can do those characters on my streams, and play games and do stuff and stuff like that. But even with games, I mean, only certain people are going to like the game, and, you switch games and who knows who's going to stick around for that. And, you die in a video game, it's so competitive. And for me, I've been really focused on just writing comedy, performing comedy for a few years now in a lot of different senses. So for me to play a game, it's like I play games on the side, but I have kind of quit playing video games as much now because it used to consume my whole life. I've been a gamer all my life. Very, very addicted to games my entire life. I've put so much time into it. And I know people who they just play video games. They don't try to stream. They don't try to do any of that stuff. They just play games. They're a gamer, you know what I'm saying? And so to show up here and stream, it's almost like, I feel like the real heart and soul of being a gamer is kind of just playing games and not really trying to capitalize on it or, be some kind of superstar or something, And that's the whole thing that I see with people is it's like, the real, like even comedy, bro. Like, if you really think about comedy is just essentially like a social interaction, a funny interaction. And if you think about it, I mean, some people are probably funny enough to be professional, but if you think about it, you go talk to people in everyday life. I mean, they joke around, and you just kind of, whatever, and get a little goofy or whatever, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be turned into like a corporation, a little social interaction doesn't have to be turned into like a corporate franchise, essentially, so like the real heart and soul of comedy and a lot of cultures in general, even, music, everything really comes from a place that's a really real place. And so to really make money off of that and try to be something that you're not, or, try to, you get what I'm saying? Like, when you really think about the culture of comedy, it's nice to show up and make a video, but I think not everybody really understands how much people really love the stuff that they're doing. And, if you really love it, you're going to put in a lot of effort. For me, I feel a lot of different which ways. About the content that I'm making. I don't want to make videos on other people, man. And the whole thing is, if you really understand the culture of what's happening on YouTube and stuff, And, you know, like, I don't know, it's like, sometimes you could try to make a video and it's just not you, or, you know, maybe sometimes you try to make a video and, you know, you do well, and then the next video just doesn't seem like it's there. And so, like, I'm just sitting here talking, but I almost feel like I shouldn't post this. But I'm to the point where I don't care, and I'm just like, well, if you have something, post it. If you have something, post it. You know, because I got trapped. I got trapped in the shorts algorithm, man. And, you know, I just don't know. It's like, if I post a video on my normal YouTube or stream on my normal YouTube, it's almost just like no one even notices, you know? Like, but if I go post something in shorts, it seems like a bunch of people will get it because they just scroll through stuff. And so I just think it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just, you know, there's no way out for me. Maybe I'm stuck the way I am, which there is actually nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's cool. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, like, I just feel like as long as I'm not able to hold someone's retention that long, it just doesn't seem like I'm going to be that successful with it, or if I'm having to eat fries or whatever. So I do like making shorts content and all that. And, you know, I could obviously make other stuff other than eating food, but to really be stuck like that is kind of a shame. You know, like, I can't even like post, I feel like I can't even post a regular video, you know? I just feel like no one cares type thing. And I've been trying over here, but, you know, honestly, I'm pretty exhausted, you know, but being my authentic self is probably the best thing that I could do. You know, sometimes it's like I do a character, or I do something funny and it's there, and then sometimes it feels like maybe not so much, or, you know, I've already done it a lot or whatever. So, you know, it's infinite variations, you know. You just get dived into infinite variations. So I'm not trying to complain about it, guys. I'm just letting you know that anybody that even watched this video this long, like, I'm just trying to let you know, like, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do normal YouTube because I don't want to be stuck. But to be honest, it's so competitive that, I mean, you know, like, it's so incredibly competitive. And, you know, if the stuff that you post isn't just like absolutely pristine, diamond coated thumbnail type stuff, dude, I'm serious. Like, and so, yeah, man, you know, and like, for me, I'm streaming. I stream. I do daily streams. And I don't know, maybe I don't have to. Maybe I don't have to anymore. Maybe I should, maybe pulling out of that. I can't pull out of that though. But yeah, it's a big problem, guys, because, like, I'm streaming and I feel stuck in the content that I'm making. I'm trying to dig myself out of this hole, and that's pretty much it. You know, maybe I talked way too long about it in this video, but yeah, I just feel stuck, man. I feel stuck, and that, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to find a type of content or whatever, but yeah, man, I just feel like people are not impressed. It's like they're not impressed unless you do something. You know, unless I'm balancing 500 unicycles on my forehead. You know, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I guess I don't have the answers. I don't know what to do, really. But I do know there's a lot of options. And just because you post videos and maybe you don't get a good response, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And for me over here, you know, it's just like, well, you posted these videos and now you are where you are. And so for me, it's like, all those, like, I have so many people that subscribe to me for, like, eating ice cream and fries. I'm like, I don't really know. Maybe they subscribe because it was funny, or maybe they subscribe because they just like food content, you know? And so it just feels like I don't really know what's happening, you know? Or maybe they subscribe because they thought it was funny, or they like the food content, but they don't even speak English, right? So if they watch this right now, I don't know, it might be very hard for them to understand, even if they could translate it, because sometimes you could translate stuff, but it's really hard to really, like, you know what I mean? Unless you're a part of that culture, it's hard. So there's all sorts of things that goes on with content and stuff like that. And, you know, I do everything myself. I do all my editing myself. I do all my stuff myself, because I just don't feel like there's, like, for me, you know, I come from a belief that if you just hire people to do everything, it's almost just not authentic. And I almost think it's almost like this religion I adopted. Like, you do things yourself. You don't want any help from anyone else. I almost don't even want to collaborate with anybody, because I almost feel like someone's just trying to get their dirty claws on my capital, or, you know, my whatever. And, I guess if you're going to collaborate with someone, it probably, I don't know. It's just for me, it's just like, I just feel like that's the thing, bro. That's the whole, it's like a religion. It is. Some people do comedy in a kind of religious fashion where they don't want any help from anyone, and it's almost like if you don't write the joke yourself, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? But if you're a really good performer and you let people write stuff for you and you collaborate as in a team sense, then and so for me, it's also like finding where I belong. Like, is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there that I can team up with? Or like, do I just not want to? Maybe I just don't want to. And then you start thinking like, is it all about you? Is it all about you? So guys, like it's so much about me that I don't even want to collaborate. I don't even want to do anything with anyone. And if you're approaching someone else to collaborate with them, that could be probably a little bit like a little bit like stressful or whatever, because you don't know if they like you or not. And that's the whole thing. There's so many people online, there's so many people with followers, and a lot of time it's just like you don't ever know if they like you or not. They might hate you, they might not care about you. There's been a lot of people that reacted to my stuff, and I don't know, it just feels like there's so many people out there. And so for me, if I tried to collaborate with people, it's just like, man, I don't know. It's, I'm over here doing my own streams, and it just seems like it's just like I do it myself and it works best. And, I don't know. So it's almost just too much for me. Like all this stuff is like so much to process, and just the fact that I have this many subscribers, you feel so pressured. I don't mean to talk on and just ramble on about the same stuff, guys. I don't mean to drag on the video or whatever, but I was just talking about the problem with this channel and how I actually feel about it, because it is a problem. It is a problem. And it's cool to make the funny content, guys. And it's cool that it seems like there are, like, a lot of the stuff I've been posting, like, some people are, like, think it's funny or whatever. But, it's just like, for me, bro, it's like, man, I got to make it worth it for myself. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the stuff I'm doing is so far away and I'm being too much of an artist or something. But, yeah. Anyways, guys, I just think the style that I've been doing is pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. You just make up some random stuff and some random crazy stuff and just make it funny. And so, like, and I've been playing video games and, doing all this stuff. But anyways, guys, that's it. I guess I don't really have much more to say. But, for me, it's just like, whenever you, like, get a lot of views. Like for me, I got so many views on shorts and it was super crazy. It was super high, or it was super like, like it was just intense. And it was like, you were just, like surprised, but also like, it kind of makes you feel a particular way. And then when you turn around and then, like if you post something that doesn't get the same response and you're like, oh man, and, but that's just the way it goes. And no one's feeling sorry for me. No one's here to feel sorry for me. Everyone's here for good, high quality stuff. And, if you can't deliver that, I mean, of course, some people just like you for you, like it seems like if you get a lot of subscribers, there's going to be people that actually appreciate you. But when it really comes down to it, I mean, like just from a just from a, like, if you really break it all down and you just take a look at it for what it is and all of these genres that we have and all of these things that we're doing, and there's so much content out there. It's a sea of content. And for me, I'm like, I've been like, post a video every day, see what happens. That's what I've been doing for like the past month. Like, post a video to regular YouTube and see what happens. Don't even worry about posting the other videos. Do the stream and just post to your normal YouTube channel and see what happens. And so I've been doing that. But I just don't know, I don't know if we keep it going. I just don't know if it's going to work out, and I guess I just post them to shorts. Maybe I'll get better results, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe and that's the whole thing. Maybe there's no point in posting on regular YouTube anymore. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, I think maybe there is, though. I think that it's a bad choice to do either or. Like, if you just make regular YouTube content, that's probably not good. But if you just make shorts content, that's probably not good. But you know, like, because you're always going to be in that algorithm, and you're probably never going to get out of that, you know. But I don't know. I just feel like nobody really wants to listen to me talk. No one like, or like a lot of people probably don't want to hear what I have to say or whatever. They just don't care, which is okay. But you know, anyways, guys, I don't know. I guess it's not that big of a deal. You know, it's just trying to make content that people like, and you know, I guess if you have a good enough idea that you think is good, just post it. But I have a lot of ideas flowing right now. I just don't know. I mean, if I'm just sitting here talking, it's just going to turn into this thing where I'm just going to sit here and start posting trending stories or whatever and tropes and reacting to everything that's popular and stuff. And I kind of just don't want to do that, but maybe I should just do it. But I guess if I'm feeling something, then do it. But guys, yeah, this is just becoming like an overthought, kind of dragged out video or whatever. But I don't know. I guess you can kind of understand the situation. But yeah, it just seems like there's a big problem, and maybe I'm trying to fix something that's not broken. You know what I mean? But maybe it's driving me crazy, and I should just chill out and just post something if I feel like it. But, you know, I guess I'm not really sure what to think, you know? You know, I almost feel like hopping on the camera like this is almost trashy or something, you know? It just seems like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I don't have all the answers. But, you know, I got to keep on trying. You know, obviously I can't give up. And obviously I'm not going to sit here and cry if, you know, I don't get 100,000 likes on every single video. You know, I got to be a man about it. If I'm going to post content, if you post content, there's almost like a content warning that I think a lot of people don't get. If you post content, like, you gotta, like, there's a lot of things that can happen. Okay, you might get trolled. Obviously, people could say a lot of things. You know, when you first start posting content, you might get your feelings hurt. You know, you're gonna get wrecked. People are gonna say stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like, I guess I don't have feelings, and I should be cool and tough because, yeah, who has feelings? I'm a grown man, right? You know, I don't have actual feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get mad. I don't get sad. You know what? What are you talking about, right? I should just be tough. Like, what are you talking about? Just be tough, man. Don't let people see your weak side. But no, yeah, that's the other thing. I should probably be a little bit more of a grown man about it. But yeah, you know, it's just like when you post content, you know, it's hard. It's hard, you know. I feel like there's a lot of people that get devastated, especially on YouTube, man. Because you could be like a big deal. Because there's been a lot of trends on YouTube. There's been a lot of people who have came and gone on YouTube, and just as far as just creating content. And I just feel like I feel like maybe I could withstand, like I feel like maybe I could go somewhere eventually. But that road could be years and years and years. But honestly, you have to, like, for me, I'm adopted the mentality. It's like, do something right now. And I almost feel like, bro, maybe you should just sit around until you actually feel like something is so electric that you're going to do it and actually do something instead of sitting in front of the camera. But yeah, guys, anyways, I don't want to talk about it anymore. But, you know, it just seems like this situation where, you know, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if anybody really has the code cracked. But obviously, I mean, if you kind of look at some of the most popular channels out there, and you kind of you could look around a little bit, there's so many options, there's so many ways to do things. And, you know, it just, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I should do. And so anyways, guys, that's it. I don't want to sit here and ramble about it anymore. And this video is really long. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm probably going to do regular streams, post regular videos. And, you know, I don't really know how to feel about that, but I guess I just got to be a man and just be like, yo, post your stuff. Whatever happens, happens, you know, and, but, you know, obviously I'm going to try my hardest, you know, I'm going to try as hard as I can, you know, and, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, man. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think maybe I should, because the thing is, guys, I feel like a loser if I'm going to make a video on someone else. That's the thing. I feel like a loser because if I'm just going to make a video on someone else and that's where I get my content from, I literally can't make a video with me just in the video saying something funny enough. Like I literally just have to have some other topic or whatever. I've always, like, I used to make a lot of different content, right? And I've always been like this person that was like, let me just do comedy in my own way without dragging anybody into it. You know, dragging into any, you know, politics or stuff in the news or any of that stuff. Let me just like do it and be funny. And maybe it's just too hard anymore. You know, maybe it's too hard anymore. You know, maybe I should just start posting the slop reaction content and get it over with, you know? Just start posting stuff. And I think the whole idea is like I don't want to promote anybody else. And I don't want to like bait people or anything like that. So I want to like genuinely make content. But when you really reach the fork in the road and you're a streamer and you only have so much time in a day, like, and you're devoted to streaming, you know, because if you succeed at streaming, you're going to have a devoted audience to that if you can even get that. And then how are you supposed to post that other content? I mean, what am I supposed to drive on a skyscraper with a monster truck or something? Or do something like completely insane and crazy that's going to take a lot of time to make it like a, you know, high quality movie or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it gets to a certain point. It gets to a certain point where it's like, you know, you just I don't know, man. I almost feel like that's what I'm saying. This is almost the religion of comedy. Is again, it's like I don't want to, like I'm a monk or something. Like I'm this like devoted person praying to the god of comedy or whatever. You know, it's like. I believe that I need to come up with funny stuff, and if I can't do that, then I'm a loser. I lost. You know, you fought the good fight, but you lost as far as you know being an authentic comedian. You know, so I don't know why I have this whole thing. This whole thing. But this video is way too long, guys. I don't even know if anybody's gonna watch the whole thing. So thanks. I'll see you later. And you're done. I'm done. You're done. I'm done. You're done. I'm done.